Welcome to the BCMA Podcast Show, brought to you by Southern Sound Outfitters. Welcome to the BCMA Show. I'm your host, Jacob, and today we're going to be interviewing a very own official member of the Bayou Country Music Association, and that is Kevin Jackson. How's it going, Kevin?
Oh, doing pretty good, man. Pretty good. I got the night off, so I'm just kind of relaxing for the night, you know?
I hear you, man. Must not be many nights off. You've been having a heck of a run lately. And before we jump into it, I want to jump into the past and kind of give the listeners a little insight. You come from a long line of musicians and musical family, don't you?
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of musical talent in my family. My dad, he was a hair band guy, like a heavy metal type of dude back in the 80s and 90s, and so I came up playing music, listening to music my whole life, and so it's always just kind of come natural. And then my mom's side of the family, they're all country as can be and love to play good old Merle Haggard and all the fun stuff. So, you know, I just kind of came up and it was just natural. It came natural, easier to me than most people, which I'm really fortunate for.
Now, you're from the great state of Texas. Growing up, obviously, you had a lot of music in your life with that family background, but at what age did you start to first write and play your very own music?
Well, I really didn't jump into my own music until about, 2 years ago, about. Up until then, I mean, I've been playing and singing everybody else's songs until then, but I picked up a guitar whenever I was about 13, and it just kind of took off from there. Got addicted to it and played it every night for about 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours a night, just everything you can think of. And I've been singing since ever since I could remember. I was singing Real Good Man by Tim McGraw and Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith. I remember those. But yeah, so I've been doing the music thing for a long time, with just the new, my own music is just kind of getting new to me, and I'm trying to find my voice right now. I'm having a heck of a time doing it. We're having fun. Well,
man, you have a unique style in your music, and that being said, who were some of your musical influences growing up that you kind of try to mimic in your own music?
Well, you just opened up a big old box of worms. Probably first off is Cross Canadian Ragweeds. They were probably my biggest influence for what I'm doing now. But as for growing up, my mother, she made me listen to Alan Jackson, George Strait, all the kind of older country stuff. And then my dad, I'd ride in the truck with him all the time. We'd be listening to Metallica, Kiss, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, all the classic rock you can think of. And so I kind of got a big mix of it. And then, of course, growing up, I kind of had to listen to what was popular at the time. So I got a little bit of rap in me. You don't hear that too much, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I don't rap, but I could be. I'm just kidding. No, but it's all over the place. I mean, I love hard rock and rock and roll, and I love country. I love the old school country like Johnny Cash and Chris Christopherson and Willie Nelson. Those guys, I love listening to their stuff. George Jones, and that's what you'd find on my Spotify, just randomness, and I love it. I love listening to all types of music.
Well, man, I think if someone, obviously what we stand for and what we love is country music, but for someone to say that they're a country musician and they don't listen to anything but country music is crazy, because music is just so vast. I mean, whether it be rap or rock or anything, man. So, yeah, you don't have to be ashamed that you might be a Vanilla Ice on the side.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, you definitely have that rock and roll thing going good with your shows and stuff from what I've seen and heard. And speaking of rock and roll, was talk about how you rocked and rolled on out with the release of your self-titled EP back in October this past year. How does it feel to finally get that music out to the public?
Man, it felt really good. We've been working on all the music. It took us basically a year from starting the first song to make sure we had all of our songs done, and it took a lot to get most of them done. There was a couple that were a lot easier than the other ones to get done and get finished, but there was a couple of them that were just kind of a pain in the butt. But I was really excited to release them because we had a lot of good co-writers, and not a lot of people have heard the style that we had going on. And so it was new to everybody else. It was new to me, but we're making it work, and we're just kind of rocking it out. And we tried to go with something a little bit different in each song, but they all do sound the same, and I guess in a good way, not in a bad way, but they all kind of have the same little influences that you hear, the same type of instruments, but they're all different in their own right. So, but seeing it perform, all the songs perform the way they've done is just it's pretty overwhelming for no promotion or anything. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, like you said earlier, you were finding your original sound, and for this all 5 songs to have that unison type in just each and every little way, that's just part of your sound, man. So it's not it doesn't mean you're pushing out the same song every one. It just means you're finding your sound. And I'd have to say that this obvious smash hit of the EP has to be Kicking It. I mean, it's been climbing our Bayou Country Music Association Top 40 New Country chart for like 15 weeks now, and it currently sits all the way up to number 4, and it's got almost, it does have over 250,000 streams on Spotify. Has the success of that particular song surprised you?
Yes, that was one of those songs that we went in the studio thinking that we had a song, and then we really didn't. And it took us about a month to write, which who knew a party song could be the hard one to write. But, it's different, and I didn't expect it to get played on any kind of radio stations or anything because of just how much of a dance. It's more of a clubbing, partying song. But, people have loved it, especially outside of Texas. We've gotten a lot of love. And Louisiana, I've looked at. We've gotten a lot of love in Oklahoma. Florida, people love it. It's crossing over outside of Texas country, which is kind of the main goal here. Is we want to go nationwide with it, and so this is a good song that we can do that with. And I love that song, and we even got a little Texas edition, but we just figured we didn't want to be too regional with it, so we recorded a different version, and that's the one that y'all hear today. And we're really excited to be on y'all's charts, man. It's awesome to just be up there with some of those guys that I've seen, like Colby Cooper and all those guys. And man, they're the real deal. And so being up there with them with this song, it means a lot because I know that all their songs, I know all the songs on there, and just hearing ours with theirs, it's just different. And it it's just nice to hear something a little bit different. And so I think people are clinging to it for that reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I personally did not want to have a chart that has, because like you mentioned, Texas country, but even Texas country can be divided into about 5 different genres of Texas country. But I didn't want to have just the same, the same old thing, and I wanted to really just allow, and it's nothing I'm doing. This is all going off numbers that you as artists are getting in, So to put a song like Kicking It on there and it just keep climbing and the numbers keep climbing and, and you just have a song like that, and then you might go down and see a Louisiana artist, go down and see it's just like a little melting pot, man, of artists, and I really appreciate you saying that, because that's probably the first time I've heard somebody actually mention it about, having different types of artists and people on there, and not be griping about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, back to you. The EP, 5 songs. Is there a particular song on the EP that maybe means a little bit more to you? Maybe it's a little personal.
Yeah, man. Back Home is probably is the one that I love the most because my old man wrote it. Travis, he wrote it back in, I don't know, I'm going to get the year wrong, 89, I don't know. And his band actually got to record it, so it's actually classed like a hair metal song is what it originally was. And he's always wanted to redo it, and so whenever the time came, we recorded that one first, and it has his original guitar player on there, and we kind of rewrote it a little bit, and I made it a little bit more modern, a little bit more universal, because originally it was more about living on the road as a rock star. Now it's living out on the road, whether you're a semi-truck driver, whether you're overseas in the military. I mean, it's pretty universal, and that's what I like to introduce it as. And so it's my favorite for that reason, that I got to have a hand in redoing it with him, and knowing that he recorded it way back then. And I get to record it now in my own style. So I think that's probably why I connect with it the most.
That's a pretty awesome story, behind that. That's a cool thing to be able to. Not many people can say they've achieved, to have a father or mother in the music industry in a whole nother genre, and then their kid. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Now I have a whole new outlook on the song.
Yeah, and that's why it's our second most popular. I think is because it is pretty universal. It's a good song. If anybody wants to hear just kind of an easy, just kind of a good song to listen to, it's the song. It's a good one, especially if you're missing home.
Yeah, that's what I love, and that's what I like to get out of these interviews is the stories and the history of what the music comes out to be. Because to me, man, that's what great music is. It's telling a story or allowing someone to live something and be in that story or in that feeling, and to have some songs like you mentioned that people can relate in different contexts but all relate at the same song. It's just the beauty of lyrics and songwriting, and getting to hear the background of it is what I love and what I love to put out to people, because in the main world, I would say, I guess we're not normal people, me and you in the music industry.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know, they'll know a Taylor Swift song, but they don't know who wrote it, or they don't know, and they don't really care, and they don't. But we live in our own little musical world, and that stuff like that makes us like tingling and like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You get it. So yeah, that's something I love to share when we do this. So you have been playing on the road now for about how long?
As a full band, we've been together for I think just over a year. This might be almost an exact year, maybe a little over.
Now,
But, go ahead.
now you've played, some shows with some pretty big time names, such as, Stoney LaRue, Curtis Grimes, Co Wetzel, Wade Bowen, William Clark Green, just name dropping a few. Has performing with alongside those guys, or touring with them, has that helped your very own stage presence and performing?
Of course. I've seen everybody in country music in general anyways, so I've seen the best and the worst, performers, but I've also gotten to play with a lot of the best performers you can see, like Colt Ford. Who had ever thought he was one of the best ones to see? He was so entertaining. And then, you got Randy Rogers, who's a great storyteller. And so I've kind of been taking little pieces from every opening gig that I can get. Ray Wiley Hubbard, that was just a starstruck moment for me.
Yeah.
So, but, it's been really fun, and I've learned how to communicate with crowds, how to read crowds, how to handle some high-pressure situations when things don't go right or whatever, just from watching these guys, So, and getting to talk with them and hang out with them, backstage, before gigs, after gigs. That's whenever I feel like I learn the most, is just hanging around them, and I learn how to be humble, because most of those guys that I'm playing with, they're humble. They came from the same beginnings, playing the same places, playing for nobody. Same old story that you'll hear from all the guys that I've opened for. So it's been really cool, just to name some of the names I've gotten to play with.
Yeah, like you said, you have those starstruck moments, but at the end of the day, we all breathe the same air. So, but it's putting that human factor into somebody that you look up to for so long that's kind of different. But I have something to ask you, and I'm sure it's a moment in your life where, and I may be wrong, that you know exactly. How did it feel the first time you ever was playing anywhere at a show, your original music, and had the crowd sing it back to you?
That was one of the coolest things ever. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to make sure I got this right, because we played so many places I forget half the time where we played. But we played a couple places, especially down south from where I'm from, and even in Oklahoma. We played in Oklahoma a few weeks ago, and we had people singing back home and kicking it. I mean, it was one of those moments. I was like, wow, people are actually listening. People are loving it. People they know the songs. They don't just sit there and bob their head, So it's one of those things. It's kind of like some hard work is kind of paying off just a little bit at a time. So I love it. I love watching people sing my songs. Of course, I like to lead them in some good old cross-Canadian ragweed every now and then. But
well, of course,
whenever they're singing my songs, it's just there's something a little bit cooler to it. A little bit, like I said, just you kind of feel a little bit of payoff coming from it.
Exactly, and that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because in the time period, and I guess you could say the presence of your career right now, where you're at that level of about you're on almost to the top floor, and once you get to the top floor, that all those little moments like that is just going to be another day in the office. So to really get the emotion out of it now, and just to hear it that's what because I could only imagine somebody singing or performing something that you put work into. And you go out there thinking, I'm just opening up for somebody. They just paid. They paid to see the headliner, and then they start singing the song, and that makes you feel like, this was worth it. Everything's worth it.
Yeah, of course. That's happened a couple of times when we've opened for people. So hopefully it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every time. We keep getting a little bit bigger crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, man, on the path you are on right now, it won't be long where you'll be teaching these other young cats, and you'll be the headliner teaching the other guys, because you got a solid EP going now, and solid fan base coming up, man.
Yeah, we're slowly getting it. I mean, last week we opened for Randy Rogers, and it was a sold out crowd. Like, I think 503 people were there, and we had people up on the stage, and I mean, we've got people coming back to watch us this weekend that saw us last weekend. You know what I mean? So we're slowly getting people coming to watch us now, and that's really, really nice, man. Because of course, paying your dues, you got to play at a lot of places for close to nothing and for nobody.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you think the bartenders are sitting over there just wishing you'd stop singing, but so it's pretty cool that within a year that we've made this much progress, and I can't even begin to think what's going to happen this time next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely relate to that, man, because we're going about a year with the Bayou Country Music Association since I first kicked it out, and just to see where it's like how it's grown and where it's going. It's something like it's just because of great people, great artists, great, of course, God up above. But yeah, next year, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when we get there, But we'll just keep on trucking. Make a full length album or another EP or what?
Yeah, man, we got a few songs that we're gonna start promoting more. We just finished one up, and it was written by the same guy, Mr. Rob Schneider, who wrote "She Got the Best of Me" by Luke Combs,
Wow.
and we're really excited. We got the guy that played the keyboard for Foreigner playing on this album or this song too. So that's really cool for me because I'm a Foreigner fan. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, that's some heavy hitters there.
Oh yeah, and then we got a summertime song, which is of course on the EP right now, but we're gonna start promoting it. We haven't promoted it, so it's been sitting down there on the streams. But whenever the summertime hits, we expect it to take off and do some good things. And it was written by David Adam Burns and Curtis Grimes. So it's
Now,
called Gonna Wanna.
I'm glad you mentioned Curtis. I want to take a little pause from the music and stuff of what we were getting into. Explain your relationship with Curtis Grimes and how that has blossomed and how it's helped your career. Because Curtis is a great guy and an awesome musician, and just I know you guys have a relationship.
Yeah, man. I've known Curtis for shoot, I don't know. It's been a few years now, and it's probably been about 5 or 6 some odd years. But he's kind of helped take me under his wing, and he's probably one of the best guys to have take you under his wing because he has lived through a lot, but he's changed up and he's made a 180 in his life, and but he's such a good mentor, and he can help keep me straight whenever some things might not be going too well, whatever. But we've watched him play so many places, and he was one of the first guys in Texas country that I looked up to. And so I knew all his songs before I even knew all of Randy Rogers' songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's been a really good thing for me. He's helped us get into a lot of venues that we couldn't have gotten into without a big booking agent or whatever. He's helped us get these gigs, and so I owe a lot to him, man. He's helped. He co-wrote a couple songs on the EP. And we still stay in touch. We're playing with them, I guess, in a couple weeks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a few weeks, something like that. And
Yeah.
we love hanging out with him and the band, man. They're some cool guys,
Yeah.
all down to earth.
He's a very, very great guy and a great musician. And I mean, he's got a single on right now on Had a Thing that's I think it's up to like number 11 on Texas radio right now. I mean, just a great mentor to have, and I didn't mean to kind of stop it and pause, but whenever I heard Curtis Grimes, I wanted to get into it and see just exactly the relationship, and that now knowing you got a mentor like that, I'm almost 100% positive, man. Good things will happen with people like that in your corner.
Yeah, I hope so. And like I said, he helps kind of keep my head on straight. I try not to disappoint old Curtis. Try not to disappoint old Curtis, which sometimes I can mess that up pretty good. But no, he's such a good guy, dude. And if anybody hasn't ever gone to see him, y'all need to go see him because he's like I said, he's probably one of the best in the business right now, especially voice-wise. I mean,
Oh yeah.
he's got it.
Yep. Now, back to what we were mentioning about music. You mentioned y'all got some stuff to that put out, and you mentioned about the summer song it's on the EP right now. It's out, but y'all gonna push it more in the summer. Let's talk shows, man. You're on the road and touring around and shows everywhere. What's some big upcoming shows you got?
Man, we got a lot planned. We're playing at Silver Saloon in Terrell, Texas, March 16th.
Yeah,
But,
that's a great venue, man.
oh, dude, it's an awesome venue. It's massive. It's our first time there, so we're really excited. But then we're also playing at our local Harley place here in Paris, Texas, in about another week or so. And then we'll be in Oklahoma for about 2 weeks and playing in Hochtown Saloon over in Broken Bow. One of the coolest venues you'll go to, I'm telling you. And no, but we're playing kind of a little bit all over the place. We're going to Florida at the end of May again, like we did for New Year's Eve, and so. But yeah, I've gotten to play at a lot of cool places in the last year. Stockyards, uh, Florida. Who would have thought I've been playing in Florida a year into this thing? So, but no, we got a lot planned. I can't even keep up with half of it.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. But if for everyone that's listening, you can definitely check out his website and his social medias because I don't know if it's if you got your dad doing that for you, helping you out on that, but you guys are social media like Nazis. Like y'all are better than me, and I'm promoting like they're constantly putting stuff up and news and updates and all that stuff. And so you check out his website, check out their Facebook, their Instagram. I want to say thank you because I just got a package in a few days ago out of the blue, and it was a merch pack that you guys sent me with some shirts and some stickers and koozies and some some kicking it shirts and all kind of stuff, man. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, fresh off the press.
Yeah, so y'all go check that out. Can they buy that online or they have to come to a show?
Yes, they can buy it online. Our website is www.kevinjackson.co.
Yes.
And it's got our press kit, the merch, music download stuff, and videos. You can contact us if you want to get us for a gig. We'll play anywhere. We'll play at a kid's birthday party if you want us to. But you can get us there. Facebook. You can even find us on Facebook at Kevin Jackson, Texas, and you can find merch there. You can find all of our shows listed. And Instagram, you can find us on there too. But Facebook, like I said, Facebook and the website are the two big things for us. And if you want to see me commentate about some politics stuff, you can go follow my Twitter.
Yeah. So, would you say that your social media of choice is Twitter?
Well, I personally like Twitter the best because of just the craziness that goes on with it. But I'm also not good at taking pictures and posting them either, so I'm not good with Instagram. Travis runs most of the Instagram stuff. I keep up with it, and I kind of give him the okay if he wants to post something, and I'll post something every now and then. But yeah, no, Instagram, I haven't really been just too fond of. But Twitter's just way more fun. It's like the Wild West of the internet.
Well, I definitely have to say we are opposites on that end with what I do here. I can't keep up with Twitter when it comes to, if we're trying to promote artists or promote things and tell stories. Twitter is literally every 2 seconds it's a different thing and just the attention span. And we do have a Twitter for Bayou Country, but I'm horrible with it, man. And,
I don't blame you.
But I understand why you like it because obviously I'm not doing this on a personal level or even on I'm doing this. It's kind of social media's kind of turned into a job for me over the past few years, and on my personal accounts, I hardly ever even get on because it's constantly pushing stuff. But I wanted to mention too. It's very important for the listeners to know that it's kevinjackson.co. Because if you go to kevinjackson.com, there's another guy named Kevin Jackson that I guess sings, and it's not this Kevin Jackson. But
not me.
So make sure it's kevinjackson.co, or if you want to just be easier about it, go to his Facebook page and click on the link that they have to their website. And I'm looking at it right now, man. It's probably almost more up to date than our own website. Like you guys keep it up to date. I even see some pictures of the BCMA chart on here. It got the shows, you mentioned at the Silver Saloon and the Harley show at 23rd. And go check out kevinjackson.co, and you can basically listen to his music, buy merch, book him for a birthday party like you mentioned, whatever you want to do. And then you can go tweet him if you really want to talk to him.
Oh, yeah. I'll tweet back all the time. I promise you that.
Well, man, I mean, you mentioned earlier about how crazy it's been in a year's time. What's, in your own words, what's the goal for Kevin Jackson music for 2019?
2019, man. I just want to continue to find my sound and hone in whatever sound I want, because I'm still messing with it, still trying to figure out, fine tune it. And then, I want to be playing at all these places that you see all these bigger names play, but I also want to move outside of Texas as much as possible. I'm trying. Oklahoma people love us, so if we can start getting a big following, outside of Texas, that'd be cool too. But hopefully by the end of the year, you'll see me on like the top 10 of the Texas charts at this point. So that's kind of the main goal.
That's a good goal to have, to branch out and to still conquer the hometown. So
yes, yeah.
Right attitude to have, man. Well, Kevin, I'm glad you took some time out of your busy schedule to talk with me, and we're happy to have you as a member of the Bayou Country Music Association, and really appreciate you being a part of this family of just music and artists and people that just want to grow the good stuff. And you're welcome to come back anytime. Before we leave, I normally like to let the guests say a little last words, I guess you could say, the last line, so I'll give you the floor.
Well, first of all, I just want to tell you thank you, Jacob. Man, you've helped push us. You've helped push us out there to a lot more people, and getting our name out there in Louisiana where we've never played. So hopefully by the end of 2019, we're in Louisiana a lot. But thank you for putting us on the chart and helping give us some kind of credibility, because it's helped us get into a lot of venues. And thank you to everybody who has been listening, because if you have been listening, you're a part of this too, just as much as I am. And so we're gonna keep on rolling with it. We're gonna keep on pushing out new music, new content, and come out to a live show. See what it's all about. It's a lot more fun, I promise, in person than it is on the radio or watching a video on YouTube. I promise you, it's way better. And we like to have fun. We like to, party hard, but we really love to play music for people that love to hear it. So, if you want to come listen to good live music, bring it on.
Kevin Jackson, kevinjacksonmusic.co. Y'all go to his show, get some merch, listen to his music live, because he says it's better live. So support him, because he is part of the Bayou Country Music Association. And I'm going to thank the BCMA family, as I call it, and that's all the members, all the artists that help push us, all the brand names and companies. Really thank them, and I thank God first and foremost, because without Him, none of this would be possible. Thank you for listening to this episode of the BCMA Show podcast, available on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio app, and our YouTube page. For more information, be sure and check out our website, BayouCountryMusic.com.